cost of a Nigerian wedding. And listen, we've crunched the numbers for 2026, and trust me, things have definitely changed.
Okay, let's just get right into it because this quote right here, it's the perfect place to start. Thanks to inflation, all those old wedding budgets are basically useless now. So if you're planning for 2026, you're pretty much starting from square one.
All right, here's how we're gonna break it all down. We'll start with the dream, the big Nigerian wedding vision. Then we'll hit you with the 2026 price tag, the reality check. After that, we'll deconstruct the costs so you know where the money's actually going. We'll look at how geography plays a huge role, give you some smart ways to save, and wrap it all up with what really matters. Your wedding, your budget.
Okay, so first up, the Nigerian wedding dream. And we all know what this is, right? It's not just a ceremony, it's a full-blown cultural experience. We're talking vibrant colors, music that doesn't stop, incredible food. It's the joy of that perfect owambe that everyone's going to be talking about for years to come. And this is exactly where the pressure on your wallet really starts. You've got the desire for a Bella Niger-worthy event, you've got family pride, you've got social media. All of it just sets this incredibly high bar and a crazy high price tag before you've even booked a single thing. All right, now for the reality check. All that glamour, it comes with a price. And in 2026, thanks to the economy, that price has seriously gone up. So how much are we really talking about in 2026? I mean, this is the question every single engaged couple is asking right now. So we've looked at real vendor quotes, we've checked the data, let's get straight to the numbers. You might want to brace yourselves for this.
Okay, let's start with what planners are now calling a low-key wedding. We're talking a beautiful, tasteful celebration, maybe for 100 to 200 guests. You're looking at a budget that can easily hit 5 million naira. Yeah, that's the new baseline.
All right, moving up. For what we'd call a standard owambe, that sweet spot for most couples, with about 200 to 500 guests, the budget kicks off right where the last one ended. We're talking a range from around 5 million, and it can climb all the way up to 12 million naira.
And then there's the luxe wedding, that full-on, top-tier Bella Niger featured experience. Think celebrity appearances, the whole shebang. Well, that budget starts at 12 million and can just soar right past 50 million naira. No joke.
Now look at this table for a second. The most important thing to see here is the jump between categories. Just look at decor and flowers. It goes from a max of 500K for a low-key wedding to 2 million for a standard one. That's a 4x jump. This is exactly how budgets get completely out of control.
Okay, so let's deconstruct these costs. Because if you want any chance of keeping your budget in check, you have to know exactly where every single naira is going. This is probably the most important part of planning smart. This chart pretty much tells the whole story. See that huge slice? Food and drinks? It's the king of wedding expenses, easily eating up 40% of the entire budget. Then you've got the venue and decor taking another massive chunk. Everything else is basically just fighting for what's left over.
And here's why that catering slice is so huge. With prices per plate going from 3,000 to over 12,000 naira, think about it. Just inviting 10 extra people could add over 100,000 naira to your final bill. That's why every single source we looked at agrees. Controlling your guest list is the single most powerful tool you have to control your budget. Period. And this right here, this just perfectly shows how much individual vendor costs have exploded. A premium photography package from a top Lagos photographer can now set you back over 2 million naira. Let that sink in. That's more than an entire small wedding would have cost just a few years back.
And please, whatever you do not forget the hidden costs. Your budget isn't complete until you factor in these uniquely Nigerian expenses. Diesel and a generator for power, security for the crowd. These are not optional, and they can easily tack on another 20 to 30% to your final bill. You have to plan for them.
Okay, now let's talk about maybe the single biggest money-saving decision you can make. And it has nothing to do with flowers or what's on the menu. It's all about geography. Where you decide to get married can literally save you millions of naira.
And in Lagos, this is the classic debate, isn't it? Island versus mainland. The island is all about that prestige, the status, the address for the gram. But the mainland? That's about being smart with your money, finding better prices, and honestly, making it easier for your guests to get there. It's a massive financial decision, and this chart just makes it crystal clear. So, a 500 guest wedding on the island, you could be looking at around 14.5 million naira. Now, take that exact same wedding, same number of guests, same quality of service, and move it to the mainland. You're now looking at something closer to 7.5 million. That is a 5 million naira difference. That's not just a small saving, you guys. That's a down payment on a house.
Okay, so we've seen the scary numbers. Now let's get practical. How do you actually plan the wedding you want without going completely broke? Let's get into some real actionable strategies.
All right, listen up, because these tips right here are absolute gold. First, keep that guest list tight. Embrace digital invitations. Save on paper and postage. Try to use just one location for both the ceremony and the reception to cut down on logistics. If you can, combine the traditional and white weddings into one big event. That saves a fortune. And hey, even small things like borrowing jewelry or just having a smaller bridal party, they all add up to huge savings in the end.
So here it is, your 4-step game plan. It's simple. 1. Set a non-negotiable budget and stick to it. 2. Finalize your guest list early on, because that drives almost every other cost. 3. Choose your city and your venue strategically. Remember the mainland. And 4. Negotiate every single vendor contract. Remember, most prices are just a starting point.
Phew. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. From the dream to the crazy costs to the smart strategies. So let's bring this all home with the single most important thing to remember through all of this. And this right here, this is the absolute honest-to-God truth. 5 years from now, nobody is going to remember the address of your venue. They're not going to care if it was in Lekki or Ikeja. What they will remember is if the food was hot, if the music was fire, and if they had an amazing time. So focus your budget on the experience, not the postcode. And really, this is the ultimate reality check, isn't it? Your wedding is just one day, but your marriage, that's for a lifetime. So the real question you have to ask yourselves is, how are you going to invest in both? Plan accordingly.